So everybody is wondering what is going on with USA men's basketball. Okay, during the end when we played exhibition, it was not too flattering. We was losing teams left to right, and we already got our first loss in tournament play. And a lot of people come up with all these theories. Well, the reason why United States men's basketball isn't as successful as it once was because the world has seemed to caught up with America. When you talk about the three professional sports, football, baseball, and basketball is more of a global thing. Okay, it's not homebred in U.S. It's not an Indiana thing, a Chicago thing, a Texas thing, a Florida thing. It's none of those. It's now a global affair. And a lot of the players that we root for in the NBA, they were not born and bred in America. They're from overseas. So have the global world caught up with American basketball? Yes. But I don't think it plays a huge factor in why the men's USA basketball team is struggling right now. A lot of people seem to forget when we got the dream team to go for the gold many moons ago. A lot of people would assume, well, that was the best of the best. That was the cream of the crop. You know, you had Magic Johnson, you had Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Patrick Ewing. You had tons of players from the NBA to become the dream team. And a lot of people seem to forget that dream team roster. You know who was the highest scorer, the one who was scoring the most points, who averaged the most points? It was Charles Barkley. A lot of people would assume it was Michael Jordan, but it was Charles Barkley. And the difference between the dream team to the team that we currently have, the willingness of the dream team for those superstars to share the ball, and their talent and their skill set fit overall for the team. They just didn't only just send the best of the best. You know, there was matching skill with skill. That's why a lot of people will make these rumors and accusations talking about, well, Michael Jordan, the reason why Isaiah Thomas couldn't be on the dream team roster because a lot of people had a lot of friction with Isaiah Thomas. I feel like that could be contribute a tink a little bit, but I think the real reason is his skill set and his talent would not fit with the dream team. You already had Magic Johnson, and you already had Stockton. So why do you need another point guard? All right. But that's how robust that roster is. You had talent on top of talent. And if that talent wanted to leave, well, you can easily replace that talent with another NBA player. All right. But when you look at today's NBA players, and if you look at their skill set, they really don't match up or complete the team because they're all the same, pretty much same skill set. They're more ISO players. Now, out of all the ISO players that they have, Kevin Durant is probably the only player, in my humble opinion, that can play without the basketball. But Draymond Green needs the basketball. Dame Lillard needs the basketball. All right? And when you got players like that, it can be a struggle sometimes. Now, the last team that they played, they were up in the second. They was up, and they lost their lead, and then ultimately they lost the game. All right. Now, another thing that could play a factor is not enough rest in between the regular season and the Olympics. Now, keep in mind that we still are in a pandemic. And the pandemic has slowed a lot of things down last year. And now we're trying to rush and catch up and try to get back to our regular scheduling programming. And we had to sacrifice this year to do it. And that could also play a factor as well. But I feel like the biggest factor, in my humble opinion, is these players don't match up skill set wise well, because they all are pretty much the same talent, the same mechanisms. They're all ISO players. Other than Kevin Durant, he could probably play without the basketball. And I feel like if this team is going to compete for the gold medal, a lot of players are going to have to sacrifice. Okay, a lot of players are not going to score the points that they were normally accustomed to scoring in the NBA, because a lot of these players are ball dominant. And when you have a team with a lot of ISO players, someone's going to have to take a back seat. And I feel like when you talk about United States basketball, men's basketball team, you got Gregg Popovich as the coach. He's going to figure it out. And I feel like players are going to figure out as well. Like, okay, for the benefit of the team, I'm going to have to take a back seat on a handful of games to make this very successful. And that's what the men's basketball team is ultimately going to have to do. I don't think now, are they going to get out of the medal count? I still feel like this team is good enough to win a gold medal, but they're going to have to they're going to have to do it in a different way. The rest of the countries are not scared of USA men's basketball. They simply not. Because a lot of those players that are on the other countries that's representing the other countries in men's basketball, they also play in the NBA. And they're simply just not afraid of them. Okay. The NBA is not a country thing. The United States is not a country. It's a global type of event where all players from all nationalities, from all countries, from all different countries, are professional basketball players for the NBA. And teams are no longer scared of USA basketball. They used to strike fear in a lot of countries' hearts. Not so much. Now, they're going to play Iran, I believe, today or tomorrow. I can't remember. And I feel like they're going to easily win that game. But a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, that's USA basketball back to their old ways again. They're going to win. They're going to take the gold medal. A lot of people are going to get hyped up for this W. And I feel like when they start playing teams that have more talented NBA players on their roster, that's where they're going to struggle the most. And that's where they're going to have to adjust. And that's where players are going to have to say, okay, I'm not going to get a lot of touches for the basketball, so I'm going to have to help this team be successful in other ways other than scoring the ball. So I feel like a lot of adjustment need to be made. A lot of sacrifices need to be made. And a lot of realization to a lot of these ISO players that's on our roster for USA basketball. They're going to have to come to the conclusion that, look, I'm not going to be blowing it up like I did in the NBA. I'm going to have to take a back seat and adjust, okay? They need more facilitators, and they need big men. All right? So, yeah, a lot of players are going to have to adjust to the tournament play, particularly if these guys want a gold medal, which a lot of them do. All right. So, guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, the host with the most. I'm up out of here. Deuces.